Joining me now on Skype is the Executive Director, Hazy Health Initiative, Rhoda Robbinson, on Skype. Rhoda, it's good to have you join me right now.
Good morning.
All right, now talk to us when it comes to the issues of the girl child. On the African continent, the approach seems to be different. People talk about the role of religion, the role of culture, the role of ethnics, and all of that. Can you talk to us how peculiar is the situation of the girl child on the African continent, including Nigeria?
Thank you very much. The issue of the girl child is a very here and in Africa as a whole, because Africa is largely a patriarchal society, and most of the time the systems that are in place, both cultural and traditional and even institutional, do not favor the girl child. For instance, you have harmful cultural practices like female genital mutilation, child marriage that are targeted specifically at girls. And these are things that we need to change both at the policy level and at the community implementation level. Nigeria has been doing very good when it comes to the policy level, and a lot of times we have made progress. However, we are still way behind when it comes to protecting and preserving the rights of the girl child in Nigeria. Where we're talking about her rights to education, her rights to equal treatment, her rights to protection, her right to health care. We have not gotten to where we need to be when it comes to her protection. Nigeria currently has a population of over 10 million children out of school, and majority of these are girls. So it is something that we still need to work towards.
All right, from your assessment, because every year we celebrate or commemorate the International Day of the Girl Child, what impact has that had so far on the knowledge and the approach that parents and even the society have towards the girl child?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Now, I'm asking that since the past years, we've been commemorating the International Day of the Girl Child. What impact would you say these commemorations over the years have had in enlightening and uplifting the girl child?
I think we've done marginally well so far. For instance, Hazy has been working specifically on girl child issues for the past 12 years. And we've had communities change practices. We've had communities be more responsive to issues of the girl child, issues of sexual violence, issue of child rights infringement that have been dealt with at the community level as well. We've had parents that are looking more into educating their female children as well as their males and not leaving them at the back. We've had issues of better responses to decent work and decent home care for children as well. So we've done a lot, but we still need to do more, because Nigeria is not at the forefront when it comes to our girls actually having a voice. We have girls like Malala, which at the age of 17 was already a Nobel Prize winner. We have girls like Greta, who is leading change when it comes to climate change. However, with Nigeria, we are not there where young girls have a voice and they are listened to. And this is what Hazy is trying to change. This year, we are working with and for girls, and we are trying to say that anything that you're doing for a girl should be with the girl at the same time. So they are not just beneficiaries. They have a right to determine their futures as well.
All right, Rhoda Robbinson, thank you very much for talking to us on TVC Breakfast.
Thank you very much.
Right.
I have joining me via Skype the Executive Director, Hazy Health Initiative, Rhoda Robinson. Thank you so much for joining us at this time. What a better time to invest in a girl child. You would say, looking at the contributions that they have made to economic growth, development generally in the world, but how do you think Nigeria or Africa can harness this energy or this skilled force that the girl child has?
Thank you very much. As you have said, 5 years of the world leaders and individuals came together in Beijing, China, to give a statement that it is important to protect the rights of women and girls. And this has run across all policy documents when it comes to sustainable development. How the sustainable development goals 1 to 17 that all reinforce the fact that one of the most critical steps in achieving sustainable development is the investment of women and girls. We have the ICCD plan of action, which also reinforces this fact that
protecting the rights of women and girls is the most important task when you're talking about sustainable development. And Nigeria, as a country, has been one of the leading African countries to sign on to these policies, to adopt these strategies and these plans of actions as well. And I think on that aspect, we've shown political will to improve the rights, or to support the rights of girls in Nigeria. However, we still have major cultural and traditional barriers that we need to address when talking about the rights of girls. Nigeria is mostly a patriarchal society, and over the years and through history, patriarchy has not been supportive of of gender equality and the rights of girls. When you talk about child marriage, when you talk about female genital mutilation, when you talk about access of girls to education, we find that girls have always gotten the short end of the stick. And I think this is something that we need to actively start working on as well.
Oh, but talking about gender equality, just like you mentioned, it seems that the biological feature of a girl child puts her in a disadvantaged position. When do you think this will not matter anymore? When that biological feature, having all the, biological, when will it not matter again?
I think one of the major things is that we see girls as weaker. Girls are not weaker. Equality is not a physical thing. It's a respect of the rights as a human being, as a person. Your right to having an education, your right to having a voice, your right to being listened to, your right to contributing to development and to making a choice in your future. I think that is what we should be focusing on, not if a girl is able to run 100 meters faster than a boy. No, that is not what we're talking about. So we need to focus on her ability to contribute equally and to be represented equally when we are making decisions that affect the future. If you look at around the world now, you find that more teenagers, more young girls are stepping up to the plate to make decisions concerning their futures, to stand up for their rights. You have notable figures like Malala, you have notable figures
Greta
like
Thunberg.
Who are doing so much to change the world that they're living in. So it's not just about changing the world for girls. It is creating a world where girls and boys are seen as equal, and that is what we should be working towards. In Nigeria, we should be looking at listening to the voices of girls. In Haiti, that is our major focus. When we work for girls, we work with girls because we believe that they have an equal stake in their future, and that is a platform that we need to start creating across board. Working for girls means working with girls.
Very interesting theme that this year carries: unscripted, unstoppable. Rhoda Robbinson, thank you so much for your thoughts on this.
Thank you for having me.
Joining me via Skype is the Executive Director of Haiti Health Initiative, Rhoda Robbinson. Rhoda, good morning. It's good to have you join me right now. After the very popular Beijing conference that took the world by storm, what would you say the impact of that conference has been across the world when it comes to the approach to women and even specifically the girl child?
The Beijing conference was one of the most notable conferences that brought to light the importance of investing in women and girl rights and their health as well. And going from there, we've seen that a lot of other international declarations have also reinstated the fact that one of the most critical points to get right when you're talking about sustainable development is the rights and equality of women and girls. When you're talking about the SDGs, when you're talking about the ICT plan of action, all emphasize the fact that for you to be able to achieve those development, you have to invest in women and girls. You have to protect their rights. They have to have an equal stake in development and an equal participation. And this is something that, as a country, we have been progressive in. Nigeria has signed on to majority of these international policies and declarations, showing that there is political will. However, when it comes down to the implementation, we are still lacking. So there's still a lot of work to do as a country and as a continent in Africa that for the rights of women and girls. When you're looking at issues of female genital mutilation, when you're looking at issues of child marriage, of unequal access to basic amenities such as education, you find it that girls are actually receiving the short end of the stick. And this is something that we have to change as a collective.
All right. Every girl comes from each family, or every girl comes from every family, one way or the other. Now, talk to us about empowering the little girl growing up from the family level, equipping her enough to take the world and face the world in the challenges that we have societally, politically, and economically. How challenging is that?
It's for the current state Nigeria is in and the current system, the social system, it's not a very supportive environment for girls. When you look around the world today, you will see that a lot of girls are starting to stand up and fight for a future that they want. You have girls like Malala who are fighting for equal education for girls. You have girls like Becca who is championing climate change movement. And these are happening all around the world. But in Nigeria, you find out that a lot of girls do not have access to that supportive system and that supportive environment, and which is something that we need to change. We need to recognize that the voices of girls is required and is important when you're talking about development. In a family setting, you have that girls are not equally represented or equally taken care of as the case may be. Most of the time, girls are subjected to unequal treatment, and they don't have access to development opportunities as well. Girls are underrepresented when it comes to STEM fields. Girls do not have access to health education and things like that. And this is something that we need to change culturally, traditionally, and in our practice as well.
All right. Rhoda Robbinson, thank you very much for talking to us on TVC Breakfast.
Thank you very much.
Great. Right.